when I got old enough and I went to the recruiter, and the recruiter was like, hey, sending me paperwork and stuff, and then set up an appointment. I went to the recruiting office for the Army. He wasn't even there, dude.
Oh,
wasn't even there.
No, Army, what do we?
Army wasn't even there. I set up an appointment. He set up the time and everything, and I showed up. He wasn't there. I was early, and then the Marine Corps was the only guy there. And
Working hours, burning that
hours, dude.
oil. Hey, shout out to the. We just had a panel last week. Shout out to the Marine recruiters, everybody. Shout out to them. I know they be putting in work.
Yeah, I mean, he was there, and he was being a dick to me. He's like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "Fuck you mean what I want?" Like, dude, like, do you know where we're at? Like, I will put a phone call in real quick. My uncles will show up here and defend they will defend their favorite one real quick. And he had an attitude, and I was like, "Well, the fuck?" I said, "Well, the Army guy." I said, I had an appointment with the Army, and he's not here. And he's like, "Yeah." And he starts talking shit like, "Yeah, sounds like the Army," or something like that. And then I was defensive because I've got my stepdad, my grandfather. I'm like, whoa. And then he just kind of like dropped some real knowledge, and I was like, he said something that was really good, and I was like, well, why should I join the Marine Corps? And he's like, well, if you don't want to join the Marine Corps, I don't want you anyway. He goes, when you wear he goes, I'll never forget, it was the best thing. This is like the best recruiter story ever. Everybody's got a bad story. I got a really good one.
Nice.
He goes, it's the best recruiter story. He goes, if you want to join the Army, join the Army. You'll get a military experience just like you promised. You'll get the job that you asked for. If you don't know what branch, go to the Army. You'll get exactly what you asked for, a military experience. You'll get that. If you want to join the military because you want to travel, join the Navy. Get attached to a ship and just go. Go places, get around. If you join the military to travel, join the Navy. If you want to join for school, join the Air Force. Don't go full, militant. Be really proficient. Stay in for as long as you want, or get out with an ability, a trade to make a lot of money individually. So I'm thinking, well, people only join to leave, military experience, school. So I was like, why would I join the Marine Corps? And then he just said a couple of one-liners, and it had something to do with the uniform and how if you came on base, everybody knows that you're different. He said it was the hardest one, and they get paid the least. It's the smallest branch. And he just said, you work the hardest, you get this, like all these horrible things. And I was just like, by the way, they were all very true. And then I was like, well, damn, like, why would I even want to? He goes, oh, because, and then he starts doing this. And he starts just scrolling. And he's like, oh, do you know her? And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, it's probably somebody's aunt. And he's like scrolling. And I was just like, what? And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, this girl's here. This one was here. I met her at the bar down the street. I was recruiting at the local bar. And he's just swiping through. And I don't know, he painted a picture for exactly what the Marine Corps was. And I knew it was me. I knew it was me 100%. I knew that the uniform was it. I knew that I know what it felt like to always be the outcast or the underdog. I knew what it felt like to always fight harder, or feel like I fought harder to get what I needed than everybody else. So it just felt like a perfect fit. And I made a promise on 9/11. I made a promise on August 15th, 2005, to a firefighter. I signed the Marine Corps being a crash fire rescue, and I got ordnance. But I made a promise to a firefighter to save my life. I said, if you save my life, if you let me live, I swear I'll be a firefighter. Just let me live. It was the first time I wanted to live. It was the first time I was really about to die. And 18 came around, man, and I knew what I wanted to do. And I just couldn't get out fast enough, man. Spokane is a very, very, very unique place. And very unique for someone of color, especially in the time that I grew up. Things have changed now, and there's a lot more culture now. But that culture is very violent because the 3-strike rule, bro. Let's be real. One of my uncles on my white side, he spent a life sentence for a VCR. He's still a VCR, but because he had prior stuff, he spent almost 20 years in prison for a stolen VCR because he was a 3-strike rule in California. A lot of people left California and went to Washington. So when like 95, when I moved, there was a lot of people leaving California in the very same way that people are leaving California now. Look at the numbers, man. This is the first year that California hasn't grown in population, bro. That's real.